Hi, my name is Lawrence Ham, and together with my co-founders Jay and Nick, we started Wire, a mobility company born to address the big challenges in urbanization and transportation. Mobility poses huge challenges as vehicles sit idle for 95% of the time, and that's without coronavirus, while we sit in traffic longer than ever. And substantial amounts of urban landscape is dedicated to road infrastructure. Manhattan, for example, has dedicated 36% of their area to streets, of which nearly half is dedicated to parking. These challenges are largely compounded by unprecedented levels of urban growth as cities are swelling and large urban centers are evolving into even larger metropolises. Look at downtown LA, for example. This in turn greatly impairs mobility as our transportation systems just aren't ready for this explosion of growth. So even if we have a temporary migration towards suburbs, you still don't have public transit that can accommodate this move. Ultimately, this culminates in more pollution as conventional transportation contributes to, and it also catalyzes environmental problems while relying on non-renewable energy sources. So although explosive growth in our cities have created massive problems like traffic and pollution, this paved the way for the rise of alternative transportation, such as micromobility and scooters. Has anyone here ridden an electric scooter? It's no secret that scooters have taken the world by storm. The demand is heavy and usage is incredibly high, but it's saddled by its own set of inherent problems. Scooter share just isn't for everyone. It's not always available when you need one, and when they are, they can be unreliable and filthy. The average lifespan of a shared scooter is 40 days. Dead batteries, faulty brakes, loose hardware all pose safety hazard issues. Shared scooter is clearly not for everyone, especially cities who impose more and more regulatory hurdles because of vandalism and sidewalk obstruction and other public walkway obstructions. So even with all these problems, people still love to use them. Out of the 84 million micromobility trips taken in 2018, scooter rides surpassed those of bikes and other electric modalities for the first time. So you're asking, you're just another scooter company. What did you notice about our intro video? Half of what our riders did, you can't do with shared scooters like Bird or Lime. Trust me, we're not just another scooter company, we're a mobility company. Having developed a growing base of riders across the country, we have transcended being just a hardware company, and we've evolved into a platform democratizing affordable last mile transportation. In the past week alone, we've shipped dozens of scooters across the country to not just populous states like New York, California, Florida, Texas, Illinois, but also to suburban towns in states like Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota, Michigan, and North Carolina, Georgia, and a couple others. We are now launching and injecting other form factors into our platform so we can diversify our product offering to attract an even broader segment of users in all of these markets. The appeal of micromobility has really transcended just joyriders and recreational enthusiasts. We have discovered that the market has shifted toward users who have validated our assumptions and hypotheses, even to our surprise. Users see the convenience of scooter share, but they revel in the value that they get from the affordability, availability, and portability of Wire scooters. Our riders can use our scooters in conjunction with other forms of transportation. They can carry it in the back of their car trunk, bring it on buses and trains. They can load them in Uber or Lyft rides. And you can take your scooter everywhere you go. You can carry it into class, work, restaurants, retail establishments, homes, or apartments. And the best part is, if you don't want to carry it in, you can just lock it up outside. The ubiquitous nature of Wire's model is one that scooter share just can't replicate because it's just not legally allowed to be used in the same ways. So there's no doubt that these scooter share companies like Bird and Lime carved the path for massive scooter adoption. Now more than ever, people want their own scooters though. The demand for personal electric mobility devices is skyrocketing. The problem is if you want one, they're insanely expensive. You're looking at $1,200, $1,400. And on top of that, they just lack service if something goes wrong with them. So we supply our users with their very own customized, quick folding industrial grade scooters. And it's only 29 bucks a month. So on top of that, we're launching the Wire app, which is an air map for scooters. It has built-in telemetry, route optimization, and predictive maintenance on top of other features. So we are also amassing a huge IP around hardware and software patents, starting with smart IoT-enabled hardware components, swappable batteries, predictive maintenance, and new form factor designs. Our early mover advantage and the aggressive protections that we put in place with regards to this R&D and new product innovations will provide us massively defensible positions in the marketplace. And then that's what's going to give us the ability to strengthen our market share. So scooters are really just the beginning. The landscape for mobility has been changing rapidly, so we're continuing to build our lineup because it's just the beginning. With the introduction of new products into the market, we are better able to accommodate the needs across a broader demographic of users. The next evolution of Wire will be focused not only strictly on transportation, but more on mobile utility and productivity. On the immediate roadmap, Wire's next generation cargo, sit-down scooter, and e-bike appeals to a more functional base of users who believe that these are safer, more comfortable, and more functional, especially over longer and longer distances. The cargo element offers a lot more utility to users who need to carry belongings or enterprise users who need to transport items like packages or food, especially in the case of Grubhub, Uber Eats, Postmates, DoorDash. Through our first of its kind mobile service centers, our plan covers full maintenance, repairs, and product warranty. If anything goes wrong, we can take care of it on demand. So if you're wondering how we scale this, we'll expand our fleet of mobile service centers through both the corporate owned and franchise model where we can empower scootpreneurs from across the country to build their own businesses in an effort to help us scale our service infrastructure. Through a small campaign, we've already garnered significant interest from eager small business owners across just across the country to participate in this pilot. These partners will also be instrumental as our sales and distribution affiliates who can drive awareness and sales within their local markets. On top of that, we're building enterprise partnerships with the likes of commercial real estate, co-working spaces, hospitality players like Hilton and Airbnb, universities and municipalities, so that they can operate their own custom branded microfleets. These users will have their own dashboards and they can manage their own fleets. Besides our competitive advantage in price and service, we differentiate in another key way. We circumvent most of municipality regulatory hurdles because we operate in an ownership model and we don't litter public walkways, so we're not bound by these city regulations. So while scooter share like Bird and Lime reach fewer than 1% of US cities, we're available nationwide in almost every city in all 48 contiguous states. Through our strategic relationship with FedEx and our logistics company, we can ship our scooters coast to coast straight to your doorstep for just $15 round trip, which is 80% less than what any other company could ship it for, which would be about $60 to at least $100 round, one way, sorry. So you're wondering what our costs are. On average, our land cost of each scooter is around $165 and the shipping is $15. So that puts our break even just below 3 months. Alternatively, you could purchase our Pro model outright for $599. So this is a very, very nascent but burgeoning industry that's really on the brink of takeoff. It's truly a multi-billion-dollar opportunity. In extrapolating our market size, we adopted a methodical bottoms-up approach in our analysis, and we determined that our TAM is around $67.3 billion, our SAM is around $12.3 billion, and our serviceable attainable market immediately is around $146.6 million. We used a combination of data published from census, BLS, municipalities, and other credible statistical sources about our demographic user base to derive our baseline figures. On top of that, we used industry standard sell-through and conversion numbers to cross-pollinate demographic data to calculate and synthesize our market penetration metrics. And we really took a granular approach in defining a target market segment, which is comprised of university city students who reside in major metropolitan service areas and working adults who live within 4 miles of urban communities in selected MSAs. So the market size is ultimately based on gross revenue that was used based off of our historical performance data, competitor sales ratios, weighted average service and product sales. So from a competitive standpoint, we simply outcompete our rivals in price through our affordable subscription and service through our all-inclusive maintenance plan. And as you might have noticed on the right side here, we've lost some of our competitors over the past several months since they really focused on the high-end luxury category while we entered the mobility market with a thesis that customers weren't interested in all the bells and whistles of a highly commoditized product. We have also been really, really fortunate to have a compelling proposition coupled with a low burn rate during this current critical time while scooter share operators are scrambling for funding at largely discounted rates. So we've had a pretty epic 2019 and we've learned a ton. We conducted all of our supply chain tooling and R&D in Q4 of 2018, and then we conducted our initial pilot marketing in the beginning of 2019, and we drummed up quite a wait list of pre-orders. We completely sold at our pilot launch in Q2 and generated our first enterprise sales then too. We've seen a 1,200% month over month growth, selling out our second batch in a matter of weeks. So we were also able to develop our next gen scooter prototype, as well as our seated scooter prototype. In the last quarter of last year, we began mass production and launched our 2.0 scooter through a Kickstarter crowdfunding campaign as well. And due to the coronavirus crisis, we've also pivoted to focus on online omnichannel retail platforms like Walmart, Best Buy, and Newegg. Our team is made up of seasoned entrepreneurs who have operated several successful companies. Nick brings over 15 years of experience having operated successful e-bike and pedicab businesses and having done significant hardware R&D. And he's also operated micromobility service centers as well. Jay brings 25 years of experience in contract manufacturing, supply chain management, consumer products, and global e-commerce. I myself come from health tech and e-commerce with a background in e-payments, consumer hardware, and drone tech. Our all-star team of advisors bring a broad range of expertise, including mobility, IoT, digital marketing, advertising, as well as platform management. So we feel like we've really covered all the bases there. We've forged partnerships with industry leaders such as Wilson Sonsini. They're one of the top Silicon Valley law firms. Klarna, who helps us with our consumer product financing, Google, who provides us with technology credits, and FedEx, who allows us to ship 80% below market rates. Other critical partners include subscription management services, risk management, and payment services, which allows us to fortify our unique model to offer affordability and product assurance to our customers. So we're looking to raise a convertible round of $1.2 million, of which the proceeds will go heavily towards product development and marketing, as well as growth expansion and inventory. Thank you very much, and keep the earth clean and green by going electric with wire. Thank you. Stay safe.